Yeah, most Aussie kids dream of playing for their country. Few dare to dream of playing for their country in two sports. So how many don't just dream it, but do it? In cricket and soccer, it's a small list led by the woman you've just seen, Ellyse Perry. Welcome and congratulations on that. Congratulations also on leaving your phone on in case Mickey Arthur calls to have a trip to India.
I don't know if I'd do any good, wouldn't probably want to go over there and put myself in the thick of that at the moment. But
what have you made of it all?
Yeah, look, it's been a really interesting situation. I think from afar it's really hard to judge exactly sort of what's going on. But I think, as someone, just touring and playing in India itself is such a challenge on top of all those other things. It's obviously been a really tough one for the guys, and I think, the last test match probably won't come soon enough, and it'll be nice for them to come home.
But your experience in India recently was just full of glory, wasn't it? I mean, and you've just had an operation a week ago now, but you're walking around. You took that into that final. I think you got your first 3 overs, a wicket in each of those overs, ended up with 3 for 2 at that stage. But playing through a lot of pain, just talk us through that.
Yeah, I sort of had a bit of an ankle issue that had been going on for a few months prior to the World Cup, and ended up missing 3 matches in the round stages of the World Cup, and very fortunately, so lucky to have such wonderful medical staff on tour with us that kind of made sure that I was able to get up for that final, although it looked a bit dicey the first couple of attempts I had at bowling. But yeah, I played with a few injections in my ankle and that kind of thing, and got through, and it was just such a thrill to be a part of that final and play in the team, and obviously to have the success that we did in the end was yeah, really lovely.
Ellyse, you had a chance to play for Sydney FC in the semi-final. That was fantastic. Then they went to the grand final, of course, and you missed out on that. In terms of your ankle, I mean, would you have been able to play anyway?
Well, I think so. I mean, I was playing all the cricket matches that we had around that stage as well, and I really exacerbated it playing that World Cup and playing, back-to-back games or only having 1 day off between matches. So, yeah, I think, in terms of just the rigours of playing cricket and bowling, is probably a little bit worse impact-wise on my ankle than what football would have been. But yeah, it was really, again, lovely to see Sydney have success in that final.
Yeah, how was that? Did you get to see it when you were over there?
No, we were actually travelling at the time, so we left the day before the match, and yeah, it was really tough not to be involved, but certainly wonderful to have played the season and then to have that success at the end after. And we actually only just scraped into the semi-finals as it was, so to finish up winning the grand final was wonderful.
Amazing.
Go, Chris.
Just going to say, Ellyse, we thought of you the other day when the homework boys were disciplined and suspended and for not doing the homework, and we thought, a lot of them were doing nothing on tour, they're full-time professionals, $1 million a year, and someone mentioned to us, they said, ask the girls how they feel, that they duck and dive from jobs and they get up early and they train. They do, and I must say, it is a fair point, I thought, because, you don't earn much, the girls, do they, but they make a lot of sacrifices.
Oh, look, I think, just the opportunity to play for your country by no means is a sacrifice for anything else in your life. But I think certainly for us it's actually really nice to have a lovely balance, and I know for myself, obviously I play another sport, but I also study part-time, and that's the same for all the other girls in the team. They have a full-time job or are studying as well, and just whilst we're on tour, it's really wonderful to have something else to focus on. So I take my uni books, and I know girls have work to do whilst they're over there, and I think, it's nice because then every opportunity we have to play cricket is a little bit special, and it's kind of like a nice escape from normal life too.
Ellyse, you talk balance. Is the balance going to be able to stay there playing football and cricket? It was quite a clash, and it was very well publicised this year. How are you going to manage that going forward?
Yeah, look, I think I've been so fortunate to have such wonderful support from both cricket and football, but also from my family and friends and teammates. And like I've sort of, I suppose, made the most of those opportunities, and as I said, feel really fortunate to have been able to do so. But like, if that situation changes and it becomes a place where it's probably not possible, it's not the best interest of everyone involved for me to be doing that, then I think I'm quite open to having to rethink things. But at the moment, I'm really loving it. So
you mentioned family. Now you bowl at tidy clicks, mid-120s. Have you ever really put the wind up an uncle who's a bit tipsy at Christmas lunch when you have the game of cricket in the afternoon?
Look, Chris.
Yes.
Just be honest.
Now, Ellyse, we don't want to flatter you, but here, if we watch the screen here, we will see Ellyse Perry and Moses Enrique's bowling.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yeah.
They reached the end of the pitch at about exactly the same time. In fact, we'll give it to you by a couple of clicks. So,
And you got a wicket.
but it's interesting. Mid-120s. He's mid-120s. I don't think people appreciate that. Like, they think, oh, women's cricket, yeah. You are as fast as Moses Enrique. So, you know, it's a good...
Full on ball.
Oh, sorry, that was your quicker one, wasn't it?
That was his slow ball. That was my quick one.
Yeah. But it is, you know, it's do you think people underestimate the women's game from that point of view?
Look, I think certainly in the last probably 4 or 5 years, and particularly since 2020's come on the scene, for us as female cricketers, I think the game's come along in leaps and bounds. And just the amount of times girls are now clearing the boundaries, like if we saw in the 2020 World Cup final and also our recent 50-over World Cup final, you know, the amount of sixes that some of the girls hit and the distance that they hit it to as well. There's a girl that plays in the West Indies team, and she's honestly the female version of Chris Gale. I've never seen someone hit the ball harder or further. She hits it like a tracer ball. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
And I think
is she really cool as well?
She's so intimidating, like, because I just feel unbelievably uncool when you bowl to her, and like even when you get her out, you're like, oh, sorry, like
That's cool.
you're still cooler.
No, look, I've got some footage proving how cool you actually are. Is this a training drill, or is this just you mucking around? There we go. Handstand. Whoops. Catch the ball. Is it a drill?
No, that's just filling in a bit of spare time. I don't think there's any merit in that other than just having a little bit of a
People do
muck
in spare
around.
time.
So.
I don't think I could do either. Handstand or catch the ball.
All right, then. Look, thank you so much. So you've got, what's the recovery period you've got now?
I've got about 12 weeks out, and I'm probably about 4 weeks into that. So yeah,
And
not
then
so much
there's an
longer.
Ashes to look forward to.
And Ashes in the middle of the year, yeah, about the same time as the guys actually. So we'll be over in England.
At least we'll bring home one earner.
One.
That's right. Brilliant. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Lovely to talk to you as ever.